and you really try and figure out what's the core of that thing. And the reason is that because that focus, we can call it focus, but we could also call it limitation, right? And that's there for a reason, because like, oh, well, I want them to have this experience and this experience and this and this and this and this. And suddenly it's so all over the place that you're probably not going to really succeed at any of them.
That's a good point.
Right? You're trying to do too much. You're trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Right? Which is like about getting focus and focus
Narrow
and focus.
it in. Yeah.
And another thing in what you were saying as well, thinking about storytelling, is part of storytelling is like, it's not just the story that you're telling. It's the way that you're telling the story. Right? And that's all part of that experience, part of it as well, that informs so much of the experience. And so it's like that way, that how you're doing it is part of that limitation, because you're not saying, oh, I'm going to try and tell them it through this style, and then I'm going to do this and this and this. And it starts to become completely incoherent. Right? As an audience member, as someone who's participating in it, right? It's like you give us no way in to the thing. It becomes just too chaotic, right? And I think that's part of what limitation is about, and self-imposed limitation on what you're doing. And it is interesting, because it's just dawning on me that so much of the stuff that we call like the tools and the techniques in art are actually limitations, right? Like they are these self-imposed limitations that we put onto it so that we can really try and understand what something is about, because otherwise it's just so all over the place that it doesn't really say anything, it doesn't communicate anything, it doesn't translate anything to its audience.